The United Kingdom is jolted awake by a world where peace is no longer a given. As the sun rises over London, the familiar cityscape is tinged with a new sense of urgency. The quiet confidence that once defined British mornings has been replaced by a collective awareness: the world is changing and the UK must adapt. National security is now a public conversation, not just a government whisper. In cafes, on buses, and across dinner tables, ordinary people are talking about threats that once seemed distant. Headlines about defense and security dominate the news, sparking debates and raising questions about what the future holds. The government is openly warning: Britain must be ready for threats that could disrupt daily life. Leaders are no longer sugarcoating the risks. Instead, they're urging citizens to stay informed and resilient, emphasizing that preparation is everyone's responsibility, not just the military's. This isn't just about the military, it's about the nation's resilience in uncertain times. From soldiers in training to emergency responders on city streets, the entire country is being called upon to strengthen its defenses, both physically and mentally. Communities are being encouraged to think about how they would respond if the unexpected happened. Across the globe, old tensions are resurfacing and new dangers are emerging. Conflicts in distant regions now have the potential to send shockwaves to British shores. The interconnectedness of today's world means that instability abroad can quickly become a threat at home. For the UK, these global tremors can't be ignored. Security officials and lawmakers are on high alert, monitoring developments around the clock. The sense of urgency is palpable, as every decision made in Parliament could have far-reaching consequences. The message is clear: hoping for the best isn't enough. Britain must prepare. The government is urging readiness at every level, from the armed forces to local communities. The call to action is unmistakable. Be vigilant, be ready, and don't take peace for granted. This means a fundamental reassessment of defense, not just minor tweaks. The Ministry of Defense is re-evaluating strategies, budgets, and priorities, recognizing that yesterday's solutions may not address tomorrow's challenges. The plan involves new technology, a revitalized defense industry, and a commitment to innovation. Engineers and scientists are working tirelessly to develop advanced systems that can keep Britain safe in a rapidly evolving world. Intelligence analysts and military personnel are taking a sober look at looming threats, using cutting-edge tools to anticipate and counter dangers before they reach British soil. The stakes have never been higher, and the margin for error is shrinking. It's a return to a level of defense consciousness not seen in decades. The echoes of the Cold War are resurfacing, reminding the nation of a time when vigilance was a way of life. Today, that mindset is making a comeback, adapted for a new era of uncertainty. In this video, we'll explore why this is happening now, tracing the events and decisions that have led to this pivotal moment. We'll break down the factors driving the renewed focus on defense and what it means for every citizen. We'll look at what the government plans to do, from policy changes to increased investment in security and technology. The choices being made behind closed doors will have a direct impact on the nation's safety and stability, and we'll examine what it could cost, not just in terms of money, but in the trade-offs and sacrifices that may be required. Defense spending is rising, and every pound invested reflects a choice about the kind of future Britain wants to build. The choices made today will shape Britain's future, and everyone needs to understand what's at stake. As military convoys roll through familiar streets and iconic landmarks are watched over by vigilant eyes, it's clear: the era of complacency is over. The nation stands at a crossroads, and the path chosen now will define the generations to come. The war in Ukraine has become a defining moment for Europe, shaking the continent to its core and forcing nations to confront uncomfortable realities. Russia's aggression has not only shattered Europe's sense of security, but also reignited fears that many believed were left behind in the last century. For the UK, these actions by Russia threaten the very architecture of European stability, undermining alliances, challenging borders, and putting the post-Cold War order at risk. But the urgency doesn't stop with Russia. China's rapid military modernization and its growing global ambitions add new layers of complexity to the security landscape. The UK now sees the need to project power and protect its interests far beyond its own shores, from the Atlantic to the Indo-Pacific, ensuring that its voice is heard on the world stage. Yet the threats facing Britain aren't limited to powerful states alone. Terrorism, cyber warfare, and the relentless pace of technological change mean that danger can come from anywhere, at any time, and often without warning. The spread of advanced weapons, from drones to hypersonic missiles, and the risk of these falling into the wrong hands, only add to the sense of urgency. Modern defense now means being agile, technologically advanced, and ready to respond to threats that are constantly evolving, whether on the battlefield, in cyberspace, or in the shadows. The government's sense of urgency is not just a reaction to headlines, but a response to a world where peace can no longer be taken for granted, and where the unexpected has become the new normal. This isn't a knee-jerk reaction, but a calculated strategic move to address multiple converging threats, each one capable of disrupting the lives of millions. The era of taking peace for granted is over. The memories of past conflicts serve as a stark reminder of what's at stake if vigilance slips. Britain is preparing for a more dangerous, unpredictable world, one where readiness, resilience, and unity are more important than ever before. The stakes are high, and the need for readiness is driving the current debate in Parliament, in military headquarters, and across the nation. The question facing Britain is no longer if it will respond to these challenges, but how it will adapt, innovate, and lead in a world where security can never be assumed. The UK's new defence review is a blueprint for security in a changed world. It's not just about more tanks or ships, it's a fundamental rethink of defense. The focus is on deterrence, making adversaries think twice. Hard power is back in focus, with credible military strength seen as essential. Investment will boost troop numbers, equipment, and training, while revitalizing the UK's defense industry. Producing more equipment at home means less reliance on others, and more jobs for Britons. Alliances remain crucial. NATO, AUKUS, and global partnerships are central to the plan. In a world of complex threats, collective security and shared intelligence are more vital than ever. The UK aims to be strong, adaptable, and ready together with its allies. The UK's defense ambitions come with a hefty shopping list. As global threats evolve and new challenges emerge, the British military is under pressure to modernize and adapt. This means not just maintaining current capabilities, but investing heavily in the future of national security. At the very top of the list is modernizing the Royal Navy's nuclear deterrent. The new Dreadnought-class submarines are set to replace the aging Vanguard fleet, ensuring the UK's continuous at-sea deterrence remains credible and effective for decades to come. These submarines are among the most complex machines ever built in Britain, representing a multi-billion-pound investment in national security. But it doesn't stop there. The Royal Navy is also planning to expand its fleet of attack submarines, as well as introduce new frigates and destroyers. These vessels are vital for protecting vital sea lanes, deterring adversaries, and projecting British power across the globe. The aim is to ensure the UK can respond rapidly to crises wherever they may arise. On land, the British Army is undergoing a major transformation. New Challenger 3 tanks, advanced armored vehicles, and long-range artillery systems are being procured, drawing lessons from recent conflicts. The goal is to create a more agile, lethal, and resilient force, capable of operating in high-intensity environments and countering modern threats. In the skies, air power is being upgraded with the latest Typhoon and F-35 jets, which bring stealth, speed, and advanced sensors to the fight. There's also a major push into drones and autonomous systems, which are rapidly changing the face of warfare. These technologies allow the RAF to strike targets with precision and gather intelligence in real time. Drones are now essential for surveillance, reconnaissance, and precision strikes. They provide commanders with eyes and ears in the sky, and can operate in environments too dangerous for manned aircraft. Beyond land, sea, and air, investment in space and cyber capabilities is ramping up. Space is now recognized as a war-fighting domain, with satellites playing a crucial role in communications, navigation, and intelligence. At the same time, cyber defense is critical to protect military networks from increasingly sophisticated attacks. The UK is building up its space command, launching new satellites, and developing advanced technologies to ensure it can operate and defend its interests in orbit. This is about securing the high ground of the 21st century. Cybersecurity and offensive cyber capabilities are now top priorities. The military is investing in both defending its own systems and developing the ability to disrupt adversaries in cyberspace. The future of defense is as much about silicon and code as it is about steel and firepower. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and advanced sensors are being integrated into every aspect of military operations, from logistics to targeting. Britain wants to lead in both traditional military strength and cutting-edge innovation. The wish list is ambitious, but it reflects a commitment to keeping the UK safe and secure in an unpredictable world. All these plans come with a massive price tag. The government aims to raise defense spending to 2.5% of GDP, possibly even 3%. That's tens of billions more each year, over £12 billion extra annually if GDP is £2.5 trillion. Projects like the Dreadnought submarines alone cost over £30 billion. It's not just buying new kit. Maintenance, upgrades, and personnel costs add up fast. Expanding the armed forces and improving pay means higher wage bills and pensions. Revitalizing the defense industry requires big upfront investments. These are long-term commitments, not one-off expenses. Costs often overrun, and new tech brings new demands. The financial impact will shape the UK's budget for decades. Every pound spent on defense is a pound not spent elsewhere. The NHS, education, social care, and infrastructure all compete for limited funds. An extra £10 billion for defense could train thousands of doctors or build new schools. The government argues security is the foundation for everything else. Critics warn that overspending on defense could weaken vital public services. The guns versus butter debate is sharper than ever. Balancing security with social needs is a constant challenge. The choices made now will affect every aspect of daily life. How will Britain pay for this military buildup? The options: raise taxes, cut other spending, or borrow more. Tax hikes are unpopular, especially with living costs already high. Cutting other budgets risks damaging essential services. Borrowing adds to national debt, pushing costs onto future generations. Each option has economic and political consequences. The government may use a mix of all three, hoping for economic growth to ease the pain. Ultimately, the taxpayer foots the bill, now or later. The debate over who pays and how much is just beginning. Bigger defense budgets have real effects on everyday life. Higher taxes could mean less take-home pay and tighter household budgets. Cuts to public services might mean longer NHS waits or larger school classes. Some regions could benefit from new defense jobs and investment. Defense tech can spin off into civilian industries, driving innovation. The national mood may shift with more focus on security and the armed forces. For young people, military careers may become more attractive. The impact depends on government choices and the health of the economy. Britain stands at a crossroads, facing a more dangerous world. The government says more defense spending is essential for security. The price is high, tens of billions over the next decade. Is this the best use of public money, or could it be better spent elsewhere? Security underpins everything, but the trade-offs are real. The decision will shape Britain's future and the lives of its people. Is the cost of enhanced defense a price the nation is willing and able to pay?